It has been a while since we've had Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horwath in studio. First off, welcome back, and you're recovering well from a nasty fall.
From a nasty fall, and I am recovering with the help of the folks from St. Joseph's Hospital, and I'm very grateful for their work on me over the last little while, and I'm getting there, yeah.
You actually fell at work at City Hall about a month ago.
Yes, I fell just over a month ago at City Hall coming down the stairs in the second level there, and had a number of different injuries, and this is the most severe, and so it's the last one obviously on the healing list.
Okay, as you're healing, you're gradually getting back into in-person meetings again.
Yes. Yeah, and it's I'm desperate to get back to the in-person meetings because it's so much different than when you're online. But it's a stamina issue now, right? Because my fingers and wrist and it was a broken wrist, quite severe. So they swell up. It gets pretty tight and sore, and that's tiring, right? So
yeah. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the city right now, especially with the steel tariffs.
Yes.
What's the latest on that?
Well, as we know, the 50% tariff is still in place, and the federal government is apparently doing some work to try to address it. But the uncertainty that it's causing in our community, both in terms of the providers of the employers, right? So whether it's the big fish or whether it's the smaller companies, the fabricators, it's tough, right? It's tough for them, and so it's tough for their workers. Even at Dofasco, when we were there with Minister Jolie last week, it's a strong company, but workers are very, very worried because it's their jobs that are going to be impacted. And of course, if their jobs are impacted, their families are left kind of in a very precarious place, and the ripple effect through our economy as a city will be pretty devastating. And so Minister Jolie was quite aware of where we are as a city, and I was happy to meet with her privately to talk about some details.
Because is there anything that the city can do?
Well, I mean, we're already doing things like kind of buy local or buy Canadian policies, purchasing policies. We've already put forward motions urging for things like infrastructure projects. We have a $400 million investment waiting for funding, and we're funding some of that ourselves already. This is water, wastewater, and we've already put about, if I'm not mistaken, about $300 million, a little over that, into our wastewater system. We need more investments. We're an old city. We have really old pipes and infrastructure, but we're also growing. So we need excess capacity as well to serve that growing population. Bottom line is we need funding. And so infrastructure, whether it's our water wastewater system, whether it's our LRT, whether it's our highways, Red Hill, all the things. So that's one of the things we put in our motion, urging them not only to put together infrastructure programs that help municipalities. I know they're doing Canada-wide stuff, which is great, but let's not forget that people live in their community, and that infrastructure needs to be addressed as well. And the other big piece about infrastructure is it creates good jobs on the ground. Only though if you have the Canadian content. So that's the other reminder. Infrastructure, yes, but make sure that it's Canadian content and local wherever possible, because we do all that stuff here. Like, we're a place that manufactures a lot of things. Yes, steel is big for us, but we have quite a diversified economy, and that's another thing that I reinforce with the minister.
Talking about housing, you mentioned it. There is a group that is protesting outside of City Hall right now, asking to speak to you, asking to speak to councils. What's your response to that?
Well, I mean, if you recall, the same thing happened last summer, and that's a frustration that people have around the housing crisis and the homelessness, mental health, and addictions. If there are three things kind of blocked together. The city's doing a lot to try to respond to the need, but we can't go it alone. And that's the frustrating thing for us and for people who find themselves unhoused. We have increased our capacity in our shelter system by 80%. We've gotten rid of all of the repairs that were outstanding for City Housing Hamilton. In fact, the vacancy rate in City Housing Hamilton has been whittled down to about 2%, which it was quite higher than that historically. We've also got about 1,200 units in the pipeline because we set up a response to housing formally through our housing secretariat. So we are partnering with community providers to provide the permanent housing, because that's the only solution, is permanent, affordable supportive, and transitional housing. And we can't do that overnight. And I can't make those promises without the support of the other levels of government, except to say that as a city, we're making significant investments, and it's a priority for us, and we're going to continue to do that.
Okay, we have run out of time, but wish you well in your recovery, and we'll get the city's website up on our website at chch.com/morninglive.